Hello, one and all, and welcome to the tail end of the case study resource. This one is the case studies in the flipped classroom. Clyde Freeman, I believe, Haride, and Nancy A. Schiller. I like this article, folks, and I want to take you through it while also showing you a very nifty learning tool here, one that I have now used in my classroom. Actually, thanks to this course. My Infotech class and we tried using a mind mapping tool called Coggle, and we had a lot of fun with that. There are plenty of colors. It is very easy to use once you get used to it, and my goodness, they all have a pretty good understanding of the history of networking and the personal computer, thanks to mind maps that we made with all those different ideas, and even got a timeline going on there. Anyway, let's run you through just very briefly this case study and this article. It's just what it sounds like. It is studies of different classrooms using this flipped classroom method, and it gives a great description. It starts, and right at the top, I must say, as a STEM instructor, they give this little paragraph I'm trying to highlight at the moment. There we go. Right about here, it says that we are concerned because we equate coverage with learning. And I will take just a moment to allow my pride to say that, yes, there are times when that happens, and there are times when it does not. Take that with a grain of salt. But I do understand their point, and I think it is a very good point to get us all in the mindset of, okay, are we really getting all of the coverage that we want for our content or our material? With that in mind, it starts talking about the lures the classroom the article, does. Goes on to list some advantages. I'm going to breeze through just a couple here. Students moving at their own pace, doing homework outside of class. They can customize and update curriculum. Teachers can. Class time can be used very creatively and effectively. I've found this to work the couple of times I've had students do a study outside of normal class time. Teachers report seeing increased levels of student achievement, interest, and engagement. My gosh, would we all like this sort of thing? And here's where our tool comes in. I'm going to see if I can get a side-by-side going here. If you look, I've actually put together a bit of a web on the method itself. And the article continues to talk about how it's advantageous for students to have their own approach in their own space. And you can see right up about here, I've created a branch just like that. The map, then, we can start with the big idea of the method, the text a little bigger, then it flows on into these smaller ideas that are part of it, or sub-ideas even. And I love this visual representation. My mapping works very well for my brain. So Coggle, again, useful tool here. And I've intentionally left a branch undone, even given my reading, so that we can go back to the end where this recording started. You see this paragraph. It's talking about how we've always had different methods to try to get learning done outside of the classroom. And in particular, right here, teachers have forever struggled to get students to study on their own, either ahead of time or as homework. That's not when the real learning happens, not when the teacher's lecturing, droning on and on, hopefully not. Flipped Classroom, with its use of videos that engage and focus student learning, offers us a new model for case study teaching, combining active, student-centered learning with content mastery that can be applied to solving real-world problems. It's a win-win. And under sensible methods, well, my mind says that offering a new method that engages and focuses is sensible. And yes, that's one of my longer points on the map, but you can shorten that up, tailor it however you like with this specific tool. Give you just a slightly expanded view and answer our other question for these videos or these article reviews. My opinion, my comment about the article. I like the breakdown. I like that it takes individual case studies and runs with them. I've even mentioned a couple of here. The data is what I call that idea with my very techie brain, that there are gains in cooperative learning. that apparently flipped classrooms oftentimes outperform lecture-based student classrooms. I like seeing that. Not saying I want to get rid of lecture-based entirely. I don't know if any of us do. But it is good to see some good results for one. And I agree with the author's idea. I like how they present the info in the article here. I think it is a great breakdown, and I think it stays pretty neutral. It presents the facts, even if the tail end is the words, it's a win-win. I'd say the presentation of the facts is neutral enough throughout. Anyway, there you go. Very useful tool here in Kaggle, and did actually enjoy that case study article. Found it useful and found it nice to see some real-world studies in practice there. Thanks very much for watching.